All right, so we have a few things to talk about with this pepper plant. As you can see here, this pepper plant is yielding a cluster of peppers kind of in the same area, which is, it's not a bad thing. Plants can do what they do, right? And you just kind of let them be. I took a pepper from there. Here is that pepper. It is small, but as you can see, it has fully formed. It's mature. It smells green and ready. It is actually ready to be used like this. These are ready to be used like this as well. They will not get any bigger. They've been this big for about 2 to 3 weeks. So what's going to happen is they'll start ripening more and going through the phases of the different colors. And I think this should be talked about really quick. So first of all, this is a 5-gallon bucket. And in this 5-gallon bucket, I decided to put a layer of sticks and leaves at the bottom of the bucket. And so this entire bucket does not have dirt in it. As you can see, I did not fill it up all the way because I didn't want, there was a few different reasons, but the main reason, I didn't want this pepper plant too high out of the bucket. I wanted to put a stick in there and stake it. I didn't stake it yet because I wanted to see how well the pepper plant would do on its own, and because I knew that I'm not growing in a bunch of dirt, I probably wouldn't yield big peppers. But this is my first time, so I had to see. These were all speculations, right? But so since I have sticks and leaves in the bottom layer about this much, there is only that much dirt, so there's not even a foot of dirt in here. And so you have to think about the pepper. Then the pepper is only getting food from less than 12 inches of soil, right? And as you can see, this pepper was sharing a bucket with a marigold. There's actually another larger marigold in here that I clipped. I don't know what the stem is. I clipped it the other day because I realized that the pepper and the marigold's roots are going to be fighting down in the bottom, right? Choking each other out, fighting for survival. And so I did leave one. I thought about cutting it. I may still cut it. We do have some flowers on it. But for right now, I'm going to leave it. But there was another bigger one in here like that. And then there was a smaller one that barely matured. And so I took the liberty of removing that because I realized that all the energy that this plant could be getting, the peppers, to produce larger peppers, was going to be hindered by not only the fact that there is not a full bucket of dirt, but also that it's sharing the home with another plant. And so nitrogen obviously isn't an issue because our leaves are not yellow, but I'm assuming that, well, I'm thinking that it can get more nitrogen, and the reason being is because some of the leaves are smaller. So there's enough nitrogen to produce green, luscious leaves, but we need a little more to get the leaves greener. And so next year what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the sticks that I have in this bucket, and I am not going to plant any of my plants with any sticks in the bucket, in the bottom of the bucket, because what a lot of gardeners do not talk about is the fact that sticks, even sticks, now it won't probably break down this year, but if it start the process of breaking down the sticks this year, then it actually takes nitrogen to break down those sticks and leaves. And so that means that that's even more food that's being taken from the plant, what the plant needs to produce leaves. And the leaves then in turn, I dropped my pepper, the leaves then in turn help with the photosynthesis of producing nice big lush fruits, right? So next year I'm going to hold off on that. I am not going to put sticks in the bottom of the bucket. I'm just going to let it go as it is. I'm going to fill the entire bucket about up to here, so at least a foot of dirt, and add my worm castings and my things to it that I do. And then we'll see next year if we get a bigger yield and if we get bigger peppers. But for now, each plant, this plant had 5. Here's a smaller one that's trying to mature. But these, like I've said, these have been this big, this long, and they smell so good. They're probably not going to get any much bigger. This one is forming, as you can see. And then we have some here and some on the other plants. And so yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. The peppers can be eaten at any time when they're ripe, when they fully develop. And because the space is limited, these peppers, for what we're working with, have fully developed, and they're so cute. They're like little baby peppers. But as you can see, they're not deformed. They look like a pepper should look. I actually put it next to a ruler and measured it out so that next year I can compare the two. But look at our little worker here. Our little worker there is looking to pollinate some stuff. It's so cute. I love being out here. But yeah, so peppers in the bucket. Grow them alone if you can. That's what I'm learning from it. This is my first time doing it. I could be wrong, but I've seen peppers grown at a regular store size from a 5-gallon bucket, and I'm willing to bet that they probably didn't have sticks in the bottom, and the buckets were filled up, and they don't share a home with any other plants. And so that's the update this year for these. I went through all my buckets and I cut out the marigolds, which were beautiful, and I did not want to, but I wanted to see if the plants that are starting to produce the baby peppers, if they will give me bigger ones than this bucket did, because it's all an experiment, right? And it's all learning. So that's what we're waiting on. That's it for this video, gardeners and gardenettes. See you in the next one.